Hello, all. Today is a subject that a lot of people have a lot of issues with, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. I'm going to talk about the N word. That's been around for a long, long time. Black people call each other that sometimes, and they get offended when white people call them that. So I'm going to kind of get into that a little bit. Why are you owning the word? That's my question. People be called names in school all the time. And does that actually make it true? You know, when you look at a word and somebody calls you like a tree, are you going to get offended by somebody calling you something that's not you? So my question is, are people owning the word? The N word. I don't say the word because people say I sound too white saying it. So I'm not going to offend anybody by saying the word. But I want you to realize something. People going to call you different things does not make it true. Why are black people, like myself, still getting offended by a word unless you feel it's true? If it's not true, why receive it? If it's not you, why receive it? Oh, they call me the N-word. Okay. Is that you? Does that make it you? Because they calling you that? Whatever somebody else calls you, does that make it you? Think about it. I remember a long time ago, somebody came up to me and said, I heard something about you. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm cut it off right there. I said, you know what? If I did it, I already know about it. If I didn't do it, I don't really care. Because what somebody else says about you should not define you. When somebody else tries to call you something, it should not define who you are. If you thicken your skin and say, you know what? That's not me. That's not my issue. That's not what I call me. So you just keep it moving. I remember I was going with a friend. We were going to visit someone. So don't think I haven't been called the N-word. I just started laughing. We went to see a friend, well, her brother. And we went to visit her brother. And it was in a boony town. And it was like really boomed out. And we went to the gas station. And these guys in a truck and stuff riding by and called us the N-word. I just cracked up. I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. You should have seen the confusion on his face. He was looking like, why is she laughing? Because I don't own that word. That's not my word. That doesn't define me. That's not who I am. So why are people getting offended on something that should not define them? If that's your word, if that defines you, okay, get offended. But if that's not defining who you are, and I don't think it does. If people really think about it, you get offended over a word, that word has too much power in your life. Don't get offended when somebody calls you the N-word. Laugh it off. Know who you are. Understand that's an N-word. That is meant to reject mean-spirited people's attitudes. And if you want to accept it, accept it. But you know what? I look at it like this. It's like, wow, they have nothing better to do. They have nothing better to say. So it's on them. It's up to them on what they want to say. But doesn't make it true in my life. It only makes it true in your life if you react to it and react in a negative way. If you don't learn how to say, you know what, that's on them. That's their life. Poor them, actually, if you look at it, because that's their ignorance that tells you, trying to tell you something that you're not. But then if you accept what they're saying as truth, that angers you, there's the problem. So remember this, the N-word is where you accept, if you accept it or not. If it's part of you, okay, there's an issue. But you know what? Don't make it a part of you. Make it a word. Don't give that word power. Oh, they call me the N-word. Wow, they called you, said you have 18 heads. Okay, what does that make it? Does that make it true? Only time that can make it true if you decide that's you. If you decide I'm that person that they're talking about. Did it label your name? Did it say Kevin, Mark, John, Junior, Fred, George? Is that your name? So if the N-word is not your name, stop reacting to it. It's not you. Stop giving that word power. Stop giving that word your life. Stop getting indignant by, oh, they call me. Come on, people, grow the heck up. That is a word. That's up to you to accept it or not accept it. Like James Brown said, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud.